Greetings and salutations, everybody. This is Dark1 here, bringing you back another installment of Railway Series Customs, Volume 2. Today we will be looking at Montague, aka Duck, the Great Western Railway Pannier tank engine. However, as the title may already state, he is not the usual 5700 people usually have him as when they do Railway Series style takes on the characters. But in my take, he is a 5400 class tank engine designed by Charles Collett. This is because I don't think fitting a 5700 with auto working gear makes sense when most of the class never receives such a modification. But instead, turning him into another type of Pannier tank that did have such modifications makes better sense. So that's what I've done. He would be a part of the initial batch, made after the prototype, being number 5401. After his construction, he would serve on the Great Western Railway for a few years before being sent to Sodor, roughly around 1936. Once arriving there, he'd basically, things would play out similar, but without Diesel coming into the fray as quickly. He'd work station pilot duties and odd jobs for a few decades before being assigned to his branch. But of course, he would work there in the meantime, in betwixt the early stages of the war. So, while not his official branch line at that time, it was pretty much his own thing. And if you've been reading the stories, you'll know that he does basically show up from the get-go. Hurrah for cameos. Anyway, in terms of the livery, I went for a dark green, kind of Great Westernness. He has a black front on the water tank, though, to highlight a Smokebox X color and make the face pop. I gave him a bored face because it was a funny face I saw in a video of where he was in. And I've modeled him as best as I can. One of the key differences between the 57 and the 5400s was that the boiler was more visible on the 5700s. You can see it's not that visible. There's his bunker. In terms of where he'd stay, it's pretty obvious since he'd arrived later than engines like Percy. He'd go from Tidmouth to Alsborough, and that would be it. But yeah, I've also given him NWR on the sides. It's hard to see because of lighting, but if I bring a source of light near enough, you can somewhat catch a glimpse. Right there, NWR. Because I feel like it made more sense to put company lettering on his tank instead of keeping it Great Western. He's probably not too happy about that. But anyways, with that being done, I guess we should probably rock into the size comparisons. So we're going to bring in his shed mates. Or at least the main ones. Here is Oliver. Here they are side by side, being very different but similar in design aspects. Then let's bring in one of the twins. I believe this is Donald. So there's Donald. And then let's also bring in Dougie. And as you can see, there's definitely going to be a difference between 2652 class tender engines from the Caledonian and a 5400 class from the Great Western. Yep. Works pretty well. But yeah, that's roughly about it for Duck in terms of view. But there is an announcement I want to make. Now, I wasn't aware of this at the time, but we had apparently hit 60 subscribers. So I'd personally like to thank all of you who have watched my stuff so far. I didn't really think I'd get this far, but thanks to you all, this kind of happened. So, technically, I owe this channel's existence to all of you. So thank you very much for watching. It means a lot, even if it doesn't sound like it. So, with that being said, I suppose we should probably wrap this up, eh? Without further ado, this has been Dark1, and we are signing off. Good day, everybody, and I'll see you next time.